Hello, I am Rodrigo Suarez, and I'm doing my film book review on The Last Dance.
Look at that. That's waterproof color right there. That's waterproof.
Our biggest challenge is us.
I am cursed with this mentality of competitiveness.
Competition was an addiction. Every day was a battle.
What is this film and book about? So this film is about the Chicago Bulls in the 90s when they went on their run of 6 NBA titles with, of course, Michael Jordan and the great Phil Jackson. And so basically it just talks about Michael Jordan's career while he's with Chicago from day one as a rookie all the way till, you feel me, he retired, or not retired, well, when he second retired, he ended up coming back. So the goal for the author to make this was really just to, you know, Michael Jordan, before LeBron came in the league, was considered the greatest ever. And some of the things he did and some of the story that you heard about, like, people really didn't believe it until you watched The Last Dance. You see the intensity that he had, how much pressure was on him from losing to the Detroit Pistons early in his career to beating the Detroit Pistons and then getting to the finals and never losing in the finals. So I think the filmmaker's goal was just to really show what they went through throughout all those years, because you would think it's smooth sailing and all that, but then when you see that, you know, Michael Jordan lost his father and Scottie Pippen's contract issues and how they won 3 in a row and the owner didn't want to break it up, didn't want Phil Jackson no more. So it's called The Last Dance because before that last season, like the first couple like training camps, Phil Jackson gave them a book or like a little folder, and he named it The Last Dance because he knew that it wasn't gonna be no more dynasty after this, because the owner really didn't want him there anymore, because the owner was kind of an owner who he kind of wanted all the glory to himself. He was mad that Michael Jordan got all the glory and all the players got all the glory, and they never said, oh, well, he's the player that drafted Michael Jordan. He's the player that drafted Scottie Pippen or that traded for Dennis Rodman. So he was kind of mad about that. The people who will find this this film interesting, this documentary interesting, will definitely be people who, you know, sports people. You know, this when you're watching this, I feel like if you play any sport, this is great to watch, because you see how serious they took it, how serious they set up for it, how much pressure, how much adversity they went throughout all the years, not just the last year, because the last year was a lot of ups and downs with the players and stuff like that. But just from year one to that from championship one, from Michael Jordan retiring in the middle of it to Michael Jordan winning 3 more, I think sports fans in general, young adults, athletes, even non-athletes will watch this and be like, man, this is a great documentary. What can we learn about sports culture and society or life from this text? Man, it just shows that you can be on top of the world and win so many rings. They have 5 rings already, and the owner still wanted to get rid of Mike, or wanted to get rid of the coach. And that just shows, like, when everything seems to be going good, it's always a couple people who feel like it could be better, and not realizing, like, man, once you get rid of the Michael Jordans, the Phil Jacksons, it's never gonna be the same, because it has never been the same since the 90s and stuff. The Bulls ain't really been like that, like how they were back then. So I just feel like people can learn, like, the grass really ain't green on the other side. I think he really realized that when all of them, like, everybody left. And this reminded me a lot of stories that we read. Some of the important things that while watching the documentary that I gained from was more like, you know, hard work. Like, that's number one. Like, everybody had to do their job. Everybody got to work hard for them to be able to win or even get to the position that they were in. You know, sacrificing. Everybody had to sacrifice. Like, everybody. Well, everybody, I think, but Michael Jordan, because he's Michael Jordan. So even like Scottie Pippen, second best player on the team, had to sacrifice. At one point, they showed this contract, terrible contract. For Scottie Pippen, that was a terrible contract. And just, yeah, also, how do I feel about this film? I mean, I think this was probably one of the greatest sports documentaries that was ever been made, to me personally. simply because back then, like, they showed everything from them at practice, from all the altercations, the Dennis Rodman side of it, where he went to party for 2 days. Michael Jordan had to go get him. Like, you really seen what they went through. You seen how Michael Jordan acted. You seen everything. You seen what they did, the locker room, and it was just, to me, hands down, best sports documentary I've ever seen. Thank y'all for listening to me talk about this great documentary. Hopefully you guys have a great day.